Grace.
And I'm Dad.
And welcome to another video on Coding with Dad. I just realized I spelled this wrong. Coding with Dad. Okay, I spelled my own channel wrong. Okay. So anyway, we're going to be answering Corman 12's question, and he's going to kind of be the scratcher of the episode today. So even though he's not really a scratcher, he's more like a YouTuber, even though he probably does have a scratch account.
Well, we wish he had his name. If we
wish
did,
he had
we would
his
have
scratch
point
name,
to his
but
scratch name.
if we did, we'd point to his scratch name, so I don't know.
Whatever.
So thank you for the
what,
suggestion. And the suggestion is, can you make a video on how to make words and cloud variables? And I know in this video, we actually did this, this video was a year ago video. It's a multiplayer game in 20 minutes. And we actually did this video about a year ago, so I wasn't as experienced. So I didn't actually know how to make a chat. So, but now I do. And he actually did this a week ago, so I think he did the comment a week ago. I'm not even going to find it. But since he did it, even like now, I feel like, oh, okay, I can answer this question. And for all of you who want to learn how to do this, because I kind of did end it on a cliffhanger. I was like, okay, it would be really cool if we did chat, but I don't know how to do that yet. But now I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to do this in this video. So
and chat only works in Scratch if you have like a preset list, right?
Yes, you have to have either a white list.
Weird things.
You can't. You're not. You have to have that white list. You can't have a black list. So you can't say what words aren't allowed, because then since people can view your code, you don't want a whole list of words that are like you don't want to say, because then you're kind of saying them anyway, and that defeats the whole purpose.
Yes.
But like I bet a lot of websites, like, you know, maybe like if like YouTube had a engine that would like block certain words, or they might even, but if they did, or if they do, but they would have a blacklist, because then they could block certain words rather than allowing all the different words, because that would take forever. But in Scratch, that's kind of what you have to do.
Yeah,
so,
and Scratch is mainly, but mainly kids are seeing this, which sometimes young kids. So you know, you don't want to have, if you have just a blacklist, people will get pretty creative about ways to say bad things.
Yeah. So we have to do it this way. And sometimes what people can do is they can have a big long list of all the different words, and then you can combine them. But what I did is I made a really simple one where you can have basically you can just have you can just have a list of the different things you can say, and then people can respond to it. So I know on the multiplayer game, Dad and I, we each had our computers so we could talk to each other, but in this case we only have one computer open. So
but if somebody was viewing this right now,
it's unshared, but if someone was literally viewing this right now, we might actually be able to see like it working. So it's not shared, but that would be actually really cool if that was.
And we will share it after this.
Yeah, so we will share it. So there'll be a link in the description. I'm normally very bad about putting a link in the description. I'm like, there'll be an annotation right now with the link, but I never do it. So that's why a lot of my videos are like, there'll be an annotation right about now, and then it doesn't appear. So that's very helpful. So yeah, I'll share it at the end. Actually, I'll just share it now so I'll remember. So then if someone does stumble upon it, they'll be able to see it. So I've wasted so much time already, so let's get into it. You're probably already...
Let's do it. Yeah, show them how it works.
Alright, so let's see. So say you wanted to say, can you help me? You press number 7, which is 7 on the list, and it appears. And then I'll actually prove that this works later on. And then, so someone goes, yes! And then they go, and then someone else is like, and then someone's like, oh, thank you, so 9. So that's basically how it works, and it saves it to a cloud variable. So say I wanted to test it, I could just go to the Scratch homepage. Ooh, let's see.
And somebody could add, like, if they remix this part, they could add. We only put a handful of phrases in there, and they could add to that. Right?
Yeah. So we were thinking about, like, you know, sometimes doing like a live stream, but not like anytime soon, because we need like more people to be watching it. But if we did, we could be like, if this was like a live stream, like at this very second, which it's not, then you would like there'd probably be like a whole bunch of people. Like if people were watching it, probably nobody would watch it, but that's fine. And then there'd probably be like a lot of like random text appearing, and that would be actually really cool. But yeah, you're gonna maybe see this video later, so.
And hopefully, maybe if you're on it, a bunch of Scratchers get on it at the same time. They can have some fun with it, right?
Yeah, that'd be really fun. I can't really talk that good, but yeah. So I wasted so much time. Let's just go into the code.
Let's do it.
Because we have to. Because that's what this video is about. So basically how it works, and we're going to be recreating it. how it works is it deletes all the text and then it creates a list. Because that way, if you don't have to delete all of it, it'll just keep on adding and adding and adding. So if I show you how it would be adding, if I move this. So if it just started with this, every time it would go, it would add another thing. So let's just add that back in and it'll be fixed. As you can see.
I see. Yeah.
So if we do that, then it's perfect and it works.
So that's how you add that front code up here is how you're adding all the phrases.
Yes.
So if somebody wanted to add, if I wanted to add in more phrases, I would just add it to that part of the code.
Exactly. So basically, then what it does is it waits forever, and it waits until, because if we didn't have this little section, it would just keep on with the wait untils. It would just keep on when you clicked like a key, it would add it like a whole bunch of times. Could it be keep on going really, really fast? And when it would be like yes, 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 yes. It's like, can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? It sounds like you're like really like hyper.
Yes.
So you have to do it this way so you can actually like talk like a normal person. So then
instead of being an annoying
yeah.
person. Yes. Okay.
And spamming it
Yes.
unintentionally.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me?
Okay, so anyway, so basically it sends us if you press a key, and then it just goes into the loop, and it says if key 1 is pressed, or it triggers for the text going for yes, or if it goes, then it would trigger that, and it would add, basically it would add the whole already of what Cloud has, and then it would add another number. So this is a good block if you ever needed to add something to a list, but without like, add another digit without changing.
Do they have an arrays, Grace?
Well, it's kind of like the list.
You might be able to do it a different way. By pressing the number, you might be able to look at that.
Yeah.
But this
but
works.
It works. It's the best I could do.
Yeah.
This goes up to 9 actually, so it just keeps on repeating that, and it has a really simple decoding engine. So what it does is forever it deletes all of the current text, which just keeps it from keep on going over and over. So if I just remove this, as you can see, it just keeps on repeating. So I was like, again, like the hyper person just keeps on commenting. I don't know what's going on. It's going crazy. Okay, oops, now it's really going crazy. Ah. So if we decode, so what it does to decode it is it sets the counter variable, that's just a random number, and it goes to the length of the whole cloud list so far, and it just changes the counter by 1 because I started with 0, so it starts by doing that. So now say it's 1, digit 1 of cloud, then it'll look, this is kind of a confusing part actually, but what it'll do basically is it'll just add to the current text list item from the text list, the letter that's counter, so whatever, so say we're in counter 1, so it would go to yes, of cloud list. So
the list is called cloud, right?
Yeah, so it would be letter counter of cloud. So letter 1.
And the cloud list is the thing you showed us in the very beginning where you added all those words.
So basically, so say the counter's 1, so it would be letter count, or say it's 7 because it's 7. So since the first digit is 7 in cloud, and if counter was 1, it would say add item letter counter. So letter counter is 1, so it would go with the first digit of cloud here, and then it would say the first digit of cloud, and then it would look for that first digit on this list, and then this might make a little bit more sense, by the way, when we build this from scratch, even though it might take a long time.
Scratch in air quotes.
Scratch in air quotes, no pun intended, except for it actually was intended because I thought about this before the video started. I even thought about saying what I just said before the video started, so it's all planned. It's actually pun intended. Let's say that. Okay, so pun intended. So that's what it does. So, and then it just adds the number digit 7. Can you help me? It adds can you help me? That's the first one. So, oops, it's going crazy. Okay, you say can you help me? It adds it to the first, because that's the first one. So it adds that. It's going crazy again. Okay, so do you think we have time to do it from scratch?
Sure.
Okay. And we'll make a simple one.
Do a simple one with just a handful, just so they can see.
Just a handful. So we'll go see project page, and we can just create a new one right from here. Oh, and by the way, the reason it said remixed, because I tried to create it on the Coding with Dad Scratch account, but then I just realized I'm a new Scratcher. New Scratchers can't use cloud variables, so I tried to like post a whole bunch of like random projects to try to like get myself to be like a Scratcher, but it didn't work, so I had to like remix it and then do it again. So now I'm on Grace's website, so you'll be able to find it on Grace's website. I might even remix this project on to like, Coding with Dad, even though it might say like, oh, it's too similar, and like delete it off because like it like seems like it's too similar to the of a remix. But I don't know.
Well, we'll at least put a link in.
We'll at least put a link, and then you can get through it. So let's start already, because it's already a 10-minute video, which is crazy. Okay, so let's make a list. So we'll start by making a random list, and let's just call this the text. So this is the options that you have to say. So let's make this cool and big, so it like makes it cool with like graphic design. So like we said, we'll do green flags clicked, and then to make sure it doesn't like go all crazy, we'll just delete all of the text to make a fresh template. And so let's say we can say either yes or we can say no. This is a very simple. Oops, no. So this is a very simple one. So basically, what I'll do is say forever. We need to make sure that it doesn't. Well, actually, I'll show you what it does. So let's go. So we start by building the if. So what we do is we say if the key is pressed and if it's any key. So whatever key it is, we just need to sense that it's a key, and then we can start and say, well, if any key is pressed, then, well, what key is it? Is it 1 all the way down here, or is it 2 all the way down here? And by the way, there's a shortcut like where you can just copy it, where if you do a double click or if you have a mouse on the yeah, you can just bring it up and then you can just duplicate it. So that's what trick I use to do it really fast. So anyway, I just figured I'd let you know. So what it does is then it goes to the cloud. We have to make a cloud variable now. So cloud, just call it that. It's easier. So this is, you can see the cloud rules.
Because the only thing you can store in a cloud variable is numbers, right?
So
that's how you're kind of getting around.
I recently heard that you might be able to do like letters A through F, so that you can do hexadecimal, yeah. So let's try that. So 1A. Let's see if this works. Oh my gosh, it actually. Oh no, only numbers. Yeah. Okay, I was wrong. That person was lying.
But that's how. Like the idea of this is that really what you're storing in the cloud variable is a number, but you're looking up that number in your list, and that's how you're doing the chat with cloud variables, right?
So right now what we're doing is we're storing the cloud, so we can just set the cloud to 0. And what basically is what it does is it takes whatever cloud is and it adds, not world, but 1. Ooh, wow. So you can see this, it's the craziness of this.
Oh,
when you press 1,
I see what you mean. Okay.
It goes like another couple feet when you do like 1. Another couple of feet. Okay, so it's true though. Okay, so then you can do the same for 2. And I actually ran into this problem when I was trying to create this template in the earlier one. So basically, what I just did was I had it wait until any key is pressed, or wait until not any key is pressed. So it waits until you're not pressing the key anymore. And then what it does is it waits until it waits until the key is pressed again, and then it basically, I don't even need the if, but I'm going to keep it in there.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I'm not even going to keep the if, because you don't even need the if. So what I can do is I can just clear this crazy cloud. Yeah, see, now it only stores a 1.
Perfect.
And then we do a simple decoding engine where it all the time, so forever. And I just did this, I made a block so I could call it anything. Text. I have a lot of things named text, don't I? Okay, so what I do is I can make it so it runs without the screen refresh, and then it just goes 10 times faster. I'm not even sure if it would make a difference in this case, but for things like 3D, you really need to do that. So you can add, sorry, I'm just trying to think about what I did for a second. So, you.
No, this is great.
You have to do an if. Okay, wait, try it. Wait a second. I just have to remember what I did. Okay, so I did. Wait, I did have an if, right? Wait, 1 second. Okay. I need to look at the other code. 1 second. Okay. Fast forward about 5 seconds. Okay. Okay, so I figured it out, but I accidentally did something weird with like the pausing. So like it might have been like I figured it out and then like cut off. But like okay, so let's just start. Okay, so I figured out that you have to do. And I should look back at this. So you have to do counter. What? So we have to make a counter variable now. I just forgot. Like I totally blanked out there. Okay, so we set the counter to 0, and then we do a repeat until. So this just makes it so we only go as long as we need to. So we do length. These are actually very helpful blocks. Length of cloud, and then we change the counter by 1. You can actually just set the counter to 1 in the beginning and then have it do it after you finish all the code. But if we do, now what we have to do is we have to create another list that can do be like current chat, chat.
That's what it's going to decode into, right?
Yes. So yeah, if you like these videos, then make sure you subscribe, because then if we get enough people to subscribe, eventually we'll be able to do something like live stream, and there's so many more options if more people subscribe, and it'll be more fun for you. Okay, so if you haven't already, just subscribe. Okay, so.
And tell your friends to subscribe.
Oh yeah, tell your friends and tell your teachers and librarians at your school, because sometimes they always have the code.org at the library, and it's really boring because I already know all of it. It's like really basic, so I like Scratch much better. So anyway. So what I did here is kind of, oops, wrong picture. I did a picture of Scratch Cat. He's like going on vacation here, because I wanted to like show like, oh, because we were like on vacation last week, because we like didn't do any coding with Dad this like whole summer. So I'm really sorry about that. So what we did was we had to add it to the new text option. It's a current chat, and then what it does is it just adds. It's kind of complex actually. So we item text. Wait. 1 second. Okay. So we do item, add the letter. So I had to item of text. So yeah, so never mind. Okay, I just figured it out. Okay, so item, now it has to be item counter, because we want it to be the first letter in counter, because we want it to be the one we're on. So letter counter, this word is really hard. It's always easier to encode than it is to decode, so that's just like, make sure you have an easier encode engine, or like do the decoding first. Maybe that'll work better. Decode it first. Like write the decoding first. Don't actually decode before you encode.
Because you have nothing to decode.
Because you have nothing to decode, you'll never get anywhere. Okay, so counter of cloud. So basically just does the item letter, the first letter of cloud of current chat, of chat text. So let's see if this works, because I was really confused, because oh wow, okay, what did I do over here to make it stop doing that? Oh wait, never mind, I have to clear it in between, so I have to.
Is it always rewriting the list?
Yes. Yeah. So you have to always delete the chat, and then but make sure you delete it before you do it, because if you delete it after, then it won't show anything. But if you delete it before, it'll just be perfect. So I could do like yes, no, make up your mind, make up your mind.
You just hitting the 1 and the 2 key and adding to that. So what's neat is you can see up on top your cloud variable.
This counter, because this is annoying.
You just keep on adding characters to your cloud variable.
So feel free to use. I'm actually going to share both of these. So feel free to use any of them, and
remix it. Make it even.
Remix it. Like
we thought of a couple of cool ideas that would be kind of fun. Is if you could speak the words.
Yeah, like so, like you can like record. Like so, say like you record your voice using the recording tool, and then when when it says yes, then you say yes, or you don't even need the current chat because you can just say like yes, and this one's like no, like. Well, you have to make sure you have to come up with a way so that people aren't talking over each other because that would get really annoying. Yeah, just like yes, no, you have like an argument.
Yeah. Those would be cool things, or having a little animated face that opens his mouth, for, like the number. If you knew the number of syllables for each thing in your list, it could open it out, close its mouth. A lot of fun things to do, but I mean, we'll leave that up to the viewers, right?
Yeah,
please let us comment.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe because if you comment, especially like say you have a question and say like I don't know how to make a raycaster, like raycaster. So I created one so I can show you what that is. That way you won't be like, I don't know what a raycaster is, and just like be curious about it. So here's curious is good, but like you'll be like forever like wondering what it is. So let's just wait for it to load. Okay, it's kind of like a long project, but if you say you want to know how to make one of these, we're gonna get. Oh my gosh! Oh yeah, we have to do turbo mode. Okay, and this is like a list. Don't ask me how to do a list-based raycaster because I don't even know I don't even know how that works. Or like, yeah, or you can, but like, I'll just say like,
like
I don't know.
This is like a pen-based one, right? The thing in the bottom is showing the room.
Yeah. So, but I'm just watching too. So anyway, yeah, I'll see you all later, and hopefully you can.
And thanks for the comments. We love.
Yeah, we love any comments. You can even if you don't have a YouTube channel and you're like, I can't like comment on YouTube, so you can just be like, okay, so just go to any one of my accounts on Scratch. Preferably either Coding with Dad or Theory because I tend to check those two the most. But you can do it on anyone, and I know I'm dragging this on forever, so just
I guess bye.
Bye.
Thanks.